It was the last week of the month, and user closed the period. After the period is closed, user realized that there are a few more transactions which should have been entered in that period. So user raised a P1 ticket with us. So in this video, I'll explain you how did we open the closed FA period. This is Arvind Varaganti, and you are watching Oracle EBS and Fusion Videos channel. Okay, the scenario was something like we were in the last week of July, and user closed the July FA period for a specific corporate book. And as you know, like once you close the period, system will automatically open the next period, and August was opened. And after that, user realized there are certain transactions which should have been entered for the month of July. And we did some kind of a troubleshooting steps to find out how we can reopen the previous July period. So the first thing is, in this case, August was open, and obviously on the same day, the user has realized that he closed July period by mistake. So obviously there were no new FA transactions which are entered in the current open period, which is August in this example. And we also verified that nobody has ran a depreciation program or create accounting or any kind of transactions happened in the month of August. So if these two conditions are satisfied, then there is a way through which you can reopen the previous period. In EBS, this was not possible, and in the earlier versions of your Fusion, when I say earlier versions, I believe in release uh, until release 18A, I believe, you cannot reopen the previous FA period. But since release 18A, Oracle has provided a functionality through which we can reopen the previous period if these two conditions are satisfied. Now let me get into the Fusion environment, and let me try to replicate this, and then I'll show you how we can resolve this issue. So let me get into the Fusion environment. Let me go to the assets, and here you can see July period. In my current example, July period is my current open period. So now let me try to close the period. So if I try to close the period, then system will automatically run the depreciation and close the period. Of course, in this environment, looks like lease accounting is enabled in the fixed asset. So probably first I need to run the calculate lease expense process. And once this particular process is completed, let me close the period. So looks like the schedule process was triggered. Let me go and check if that particular process is completed. And once that is completed, let me proceed to close the July period. Yeah, calculate lease interest and expense is completed. Now let me go to the assets, and now let me try to close the July period. And once I close the July period, system will automatically open the August period, and then I'll explain you how we can reopen the July period. Okay, schedule process got triggered. Let me go and verify if the schedule process is completed. The calculate depreciation process is completed, and it has triggered one more program, extract assets reporting data. Let me wait for this particular program also to be completed, and then let me go and check if system has closed the July period. Yeah, both are completed. Let me go back to the assets. Okay, so now you can see July period is open, and system has automatically opened the August period. Now here I do not see any other way through which I can go and open the July period. Okay, so if I want to open the previous period, I need to go to something called manage all books. Okay, before I get there, you can see my current corporate book is Supremo US Corp USD. Okay, now let me go to manage asset books. Scroll down under assets book monitor. Keep your cursor under Supremo US Corp book. So here you can see open previous period. So you can see there is a button called open previous period, and here you can see there are no completed additions or retirement, any kind of transactions. And if I click on open previous period, I'll also get a pop-up message. It says the period will be reopened if no transactions were performed and depreciation wasn't calculated for the open period. Do you want to continue? So in this example, I just closed the July period and system opened August, and my requirement is open the July back so that I can enter few more transactions in the month of July. And the condition is there should not be any transactions which should have been entered in the month of August, and the depreciation should not have been calculated. Now in my current example, yes, I did not enter any transactions in August period, and I did not run the depreciation process. So if I click on yes, then system will probably open the July period back. So let us go back to the program which got triggered, and let's see if it is successful. Okay, looks like it has triggered some program post online asset transaction. Let me go back to the assets and see. Now I can see July period is open because the two conditions are satisfied. Okay, now I'll take you another scenario wherein I close the July period. Okay, and once I close the July period, system will automatically open the August period, and I'll try to run the depreciation process for August period, and after that I'll try to open the previous period. So in that example, after the depreciation process was ran for August, if I click on open previous period, system should ideally open the July period. But if the depreciation process already ran for August, system will not be able to open the July period. So in the log or output file of the program which gets triggered, you will be able to see that error message. Now let's see. Okay, let's go back to the assets. Okay, we have run the depreciation process. So as we have run the depreciation process, now let me go to the manage asset all books. Keep your cursor here, and let me try to click on open previous period. It again throws the same message. So let me see if I'll be successful. Let me go to the monitor process. Oh, one sec. Did I not run the depreciation? Did I? Oh, okay, sorry. I should have ran the depreciation for August, and then I should have done this. So let me again close the period. Okay, so now I think I missed to run the depreciation process for August. That's the reason the system allowed me to reopen the July. Okay, so now I'm trying to again close the July period. Okay, now the July period was closed. Let me, as far as the August period is concerned, let me run the calculate lease expense process and also run the depreciation process. Okay, let's wait for these two process to be completed. Okay, why is the depreciation calculate lease interest and expense is successful, but why is the depreciation program errored out? Okay, yes. Okay, looks like there was locking, probably because I ran this particular program and immediately I ran the depreciation. That could be the reason why there was some lock. So what I'll do is I'll again go back to assets. Let me calculate depreciation. Hopefully this time the depreciation will be successful. Yeah, depreciation is successful. Well, let's go back to the assets. And yeah, I can see the latest timestamp. Yeah, depreciation is successful. Okay. Now let me try to open the previous period. Scroll down, keep your cursor here, Supremo US call. Let me click on open previous period. Okay. Now ideally in this case, this particular program which got triggered should error out saying that it will not be able to open the previous period because depreciation program was already ran for the month of August. See, I can see post online transactions program which got errored out. Now if I look at the log file, within the log file you should be able to see that error message. You can't reopen the previous period because the calculated depreciation process has been run for the current open period. Okay, so this is how you should be able to open the previous period as long as there are no transactions in the current open period or depreciation process is not ran. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle EBS and Fusion Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.